Hello everyone and welcome to my page Messages from Venus. So this video is in regards to the review of the Dust to Onyx tarot deck, and this is the first edition. I don't have the box with me anymore because, as you guys or most of you guys know, I do not keep boxes anymore for my decks, and I haven't in a very long time. I don't like keeping boxes. So the 60-second first impressions on my Instagram page has the box in it, and I just want to show you guys how the deck comes. So if you want to pause this video or stop this video, you guys can go ahead to the 60-second first impressions on my Instagram feed and then look at the box, look how it comes, my first impressions of the deck, and then come back and look at this video. So this is like an extra card to the deck. This one is the it's like a postcard saying Dust to Onyx, a melanated tarot deck created by Courtney Alexander. She's fucking amazing. And it says the first edition, first printing, 2017, published by Black and Sage, Tampa, Florida. And so this is how it looks. And then it has like another postcard with one of the depictions of one of the cards, in one of the pictures of the cards. And then it has, it's kind of like a thank you note. Thank you for supporting Dust to Onyx, a melanated tarot deck. This deck is possible because of you. I'm forever grateful. And this is so nice. And then this is the book, which is a very cute size. It looks like it could be a journal. I wonder if she has these journals in her in her shop. So this deck is a self-published deck, and this deck was created out of, Jesus Christ, what's the freaking name of that? If you guys are deck collectors, you guys will know what I'm talking about. It's a self-published deck, and then I guess she had her own like publishing company and stuff like that. The book is in color, and what's fantastic and different about this book, about the book and the deck, besides the fact that it's a melanated deck and that people of my color or my skin complexion or any skin complexion can relate to a deck that refers back to themselves and or ancestors, their ancestors. They can see themselves. Most Rider-Waite-Smith clones or decks, most people cannot see themselves in. So it's fantastic when the world is creating, or when we have creators such as Courtney Alexander creating decks where other people can relate. They're not only giving messages to other people that can't relate to the depictions of the cards. The depictions don't really speak to people, or some people. So this besides that, the book itself is very well written. Why? Because she changed the names. She doesn't have like she changed the suits or the elements. She changed swords to blades. She changed cups to guards, and pentacles to coins, and the wands to the staffs. And on top of that, she gives a wonderful meaning. So the upright was changed to awakened, and the reverse meaning of the cards was changed to dormant. So she gives a few keywords, the name of the card, the depiction of the card, and here she gives history. And that is the difference between this deck and many other decks. Yes, this is a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but that is the difference. This deck gives history in regards to the depictions and like her thoughts and the history of the people within the picture, so that not only people of color can relate or understand, they can also learn about Black people, melanated people, their culture, where they came from, where it's not dramatized, it's not like fake news, it's not lies made out of people, it's not just other cultures looking in and seeing the way we live, where we come from, the traditions, to be negative or to be devilish or demonic, etc. So this is fantastic. She does have her own spreads on here. Hold on. She does have her own spreads, and you guys, she's very personable. She has her own spreads, and when she was creating this deck, and I feel like everyone was, you know, in the loom, and everyone was very supportive. I even had a dream, and I remember hitting her up on Twitter like, I had a dream, it's gonna sell, we're gonna do like above and beyond, this is crazy. So I like, she's amazing, she is top of the notch creator, and she's very much in tune with herself, and because she's a creator and in tune with herself, she's not taking any chances in someone else telling our story anymore. And she tells you her personal story, and also her ancestors. Her ancestors and our ancestors are flowing all through her creation, which is dust to onyx. Then, let's get to the cards. The cards themselves, they're pretty big. So if you have small hands, they're pretty big, which a lot of people don't like. I personally am iffy about it, because I have small hands, and sometimes when I try to shuffle this way, it's a little difficult, which is okay. I don't give a fuck, because the importance of the deck, the creation of the deck was made so perfectly that it's like, who gives a fuck? You know, if it was in another, if it was in a linen, if it was in this, if it was in that. But I feel like she made a perfect choice, because it's a very heavy deck, full of information and full of history and full of symbolism, full of Rider-Waite-Smith energy and definition. So the deck is gilded. And also I reminded myself, when I first got the deck, I was going through so much of a spiritual rift. I'm talking about, like, people just came for me, and I was to the point where I didn't even want to fight back. I'm like, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to fight back, I don't give a fuck, take it, I don't care. I wasn't fighting back, I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't doing shit. I was ready to give up my crowns, I was ready to give up the fucking rings and just allow myself to be destroyed at that point. That it was so much like energy and like rifts and stuff like that, that my deck was sent back, and I didn't even think to contact her. I was so out of whack and out of it, that by the time I contacted her, she's like, yeah, I've had your package, and it had like such, by the time it came back to me, it had like such good energy. But like, Courtney, if you're watching this and you received my deck and you received it with a whole bunch of like negative energy or shit like that, I am so sorry. It's because other people came for my fucking existence. And I just didn't even want to fight. I was so disgusted with like the information that I awakened to, and how it happened, and what was actually happening to me. I was like disgusted. Anyway, so, but by the time I got the deck, it was great. It was like all that energy dissipated. It was just fantastic. It just felt right at home. It came to me at the perfect time. I think it was like 2 or 3 videos of the 60-second first impression when I got it, and I remember not even wanting to do readings with it. I was like, I kept it for myself, because I was like I needed this. I needed to hear from my ancestors. I needed to hear that it's okay to take on the responsibility. It's okay to think the way you think. It's okay to come for the people that you're going to come for. It's okay to make sacrifices, to make other people, you know, like, come for people. It's okay to be just, and to be righteous, and to fight back. Like, it's okay. You don't have to be this nice. This is what you have to do it. And that's what this deck means to me. It's the connection with my ancestors. I don't have to give that up. I don't have to be like everyone else, otherwise I would be human, and that's just not what I am. It's not my whole story. So anyway, going to the deck, these are the backs. All the backs are the same, and you can tell whether they're reversed or upright. And then we go to the depictions. So this deck, like I said, it's very ancestry. Let me turn off this. Maybe it's, no, okay. You guys can tell I'm wearing makeup if I turn off the light. Okay, so this is very ancestry, very otherworldly as well. Look at this depiction. Very otherworldly, very much centered into our African roots and the royalties in our African roots. It gives the crown to the divine feminine, and the original depiction of the divine feminine without all the fluff, the makeup, the this, the jewelry, the that. It's very much like indigenous. It's very indigenous, very indigenous deck. You can feel the old soul coming out of these pictures. And I encourage everyone to go and listen to her story and how she created the pictures, how she created the photos, what type of paintings, canvases. She gives the whole nine, the whole story of how she created it. And this, I want to say, this is like, this is her, this is Courtney. This is Strength. I want to say this is her. I could put money this is her. I haven't read the book. I just skimmed through the book, but I want to say this is her. It's like a picture of her. Fantastic. And okay, you guys, listen. I have the child on my lap. The child is on my lap. He refuses to leave me alone. But the depictions on the deck do include alchemy, like the cube of life, etc., etc. They do. You just have to catch them. Your eye has to catch the depictions. I'm not quite sure if she did it on purpose or if it just came out of her and it was just there without her even realizing that that's what she was saying. This is the Hermit. This is the Four of Staffs. And also the depictions in the book that are in color are just like the pictures in the cards. And the depictions, such as like the Three of Swords, they depict death, but they also depict strength. So when you read the cards and you give somebody a reading, they don't see like absolute horror. They see both what's happening and then the positive side of what's actually happening to them, which is fantastic. It also depicts the human strength, the masculinity. It puts the black man back in a picture where you are the protector and the provider of the divine soul, kind of a thing. That's the type of energy that it gives me. It touches very much onto the Orishas. The Orishas love this deck and their messages to us, etc. I mean, it's a fantastic deck. It is absolutely fantastic. And also the gilding on the sides of the deck, I like on like not Baba Studios, but other decks like what's the name, like the Hay House Publications, the gilding sometimes comes off. And the reason why you see any sort of glitter is because I put makeup on. I put like whatchamacallit, eyeshadow, a little bit of eyeshadow, just a tad bit on my face, but this doesn't come off. Like, it's not all over. The glitter on here, the gilding on here is not all over the place, which I really love and enjoy. I really, really like that. At least for me. At least my deck doesn't do that. I don't know if it does happen to other people, but my deck doesn't do it. So okay. I also feel like there's, even if you're not black and you're not melanated, you can still relate. You can still find yourself in these depictions because you go back to your roots. Like, the black woman is God. We populated this planet. Figure it the fuck out. That's a fucking fact. It wasn't your little God. It wasn't a man trying to populate the planet. It was a black woman. Okay? Humanity came from black women. So, and also angelic, or our ancestors from other star seeds and other forms of beings. So it encourages people to look at their true history, not what his history is providing to you, which I feel like a lot of people are afraid of that. So the fact that Courtney took this responsibility and this great adventure and this purpose is absolutely fantastic, and she did with such grace, which is beautiful. Okay, so I'm not going to show you all the pictures, but that is my review of the deck. I hope you guys have a fantastic day wherever you guys are, and that you purchase this deck. This first edition is out of print, but I do believe she has a second edition that has already came out if you guys follow her on social media, etc. So yeah, step into your power. This is what this deck is saying. Step into your power in your history, not his history. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.